Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about how can we read the CSV data using the Java code. So let's start. This is the CSV file that we are going to read, which has the employee ID, employee name, salary and remark. So while we are going to read the data, we are going to store it into the model class, or we can say DAO class, or whatever you want to entity as well. So this is our employee, which is having employee name, ID, salary, remarks, respective segregators and toString method. While we are going to, after reading the data, we are going to print that. So for that purpose, we are going to use this toString method. Now this is the main loader class from where we are going to uh, read, or we are going to call the implementations. So whenever we are going to read the data, we are going to get the employee list, whatever we are reading from this CSV file. All these four entries are stored into the list, and that list we are going to get. And for that method, we are going to create one method which is responsible for reading the CSV file into the CSV reader service IMPL. So let's start public static, as it is going to return the list of employees. So return data is read CSV file. Okay, now list of employee list is equal to new array list. Okay, now while we are trying, and I am, as of now I am returning the same employee list over here. Okay, now when we are trying to read this, we should know where this file, we have to read this file. Okay, and for that we should be dealing with file IO of Java. So as we are dealing with IO, I am going with the IO exception, so that while writing the code we will be very clear with it. Now we should know the location of this class, so that's why string of file location. Now first we should get the file from location. So let's say get file from location. File, this is nothing but our CSV file, so I will name it as a CSV file, creating a new file, and this is present at the provided location, so using the file location. Now we have to read this file, so read CSV file. So for reading purpose, we are going with a buffer reader. Buffer reader takes the argument of a reader, so we are going with a new file reader where we have to read the CSV file. Now buffer reader, using this we are going to read the CSV file line by line. So for the first time it is going to give us this line, for the second time it is going to give this, and so on till the end. Now so for that, to keep that in mind, we are going to say line, that is the string. Okay, and at the same time we are going to keep the count of number of records we are going to read, so this is the count. Now using the while loop, as I have told you that we are going to use the line, so we'll say line is equal to buffer reader dot read line. So what it will do is it will give me the line. So for the first time it will give me this line, for the second time it will give me this time, for the fifth time this line, and for the sixth time it is going to be null. That means all the records have been read. So that means if this is not equal to null, that means we have this, still we have the records, and if it is equal to null, that means we are done with all the records. Okay, here if you noticed, the first line is always going to be the header, and we don't want that. And you can see the for the first time count is 0, so we'll say if count is equal to 0, we are going to skip this line, and for that purpose we'll say count plus plus, and we'll say continue, so that it will go to the starting of the while loop. Now if we are going to read the employee, we should be storing it into the employee object. So we are, for that purpose, we are going to create an employee object. Now assuming that we are at the second line, so all the values are segregated by comma, so we can do that using this string array. I will name it as a data, and the line which we are reading, we are going to split that using the comma. Okay, now the first value is employee ID, and in employee class employee ID is a long, but here we are going to get in the form of string, so we have to parse that. So employee dot set employee ID, we are going to parse it using long dot parseLng long, where it takes the string argument which is present at 0 index. The second value in CSV file is employee name, which is a string, so we don't have to do anything. Employee dot set name 1. Now the third one is a salary, so employee dot set salary. As you can see, salary is a double value, so we are going to use double dot parse double to parse it, data present at second index. And then finally employee dot set remarks, data present at the third index. Now we have to store this data, and this is nothing but our employee list, so we'll say employee list dot add the employee into the list. To keep the count, we'll say count plus plus. Okay, then after coming outside the loop, we will simply print s out total records present in CSV is equal to, sorry, is equal to count. So for the first time, first record, second record, third record, so I'll say it as a -1, as we are incrementing it at the end as well. Okay, now from loader we are going to call the method which is nothing but our CSV service impl dot read CSV, which takes the location. Now you can see this file, CSV file, is stored inside the input files. So we'll say input files, and inside that we have employee dot CSV. For using the for each, we are going to print it employee, and then s out employee dot toString. Okay, so how it is going to do, it is going to read. First we are getting the file location, we are reading the CSV files, then we are checking whether all the lines are read from the provided location file or not. If it is not, then we are segregating the value with a comma, based on the comma, and then we are storing it into the employees object. We are storing that employee object into the list of employee, and then we are sending back it to the calling method, which is nothing but this, and then we are using the for each, we are printing the data. Now let's see, run it. As you can see, the total number of records are 4, and this is the data which we have in our CSV file. Now let's assume if I wanted to get some more data, then if you add it over here, then we will get it. Say is 5, name is Rakesh, salary is, let's say, 60, empty, and let's call it as a testing entry. Save the CSV file and run it again. So now you can see this record has been added and the number of records are moved to 5. If I remove the 3 records, save the file and run it once again. So now you will get it as a 2 and this is your data. Now we can use this list of employee for the whatever the business logic purpose. Thanks everyone for watching this video. If you liked it, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.